Hi, my name is Julia Cox and I'm going to be talking about the topic of plastic pollution. Have you guys heard of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? It's a big chunk of just trash floating in the ocean. The center of it is 386,000 square miles, but that's just the center, and it spreads out, and the periphery is 1,351,000,000 square miles. And that estimates to be around 80,000 metric tons of pollution, which is also equivalent to 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic in our ocean. Plastic pollution has an impact on human health. It also affects our plant life, and it continues to destroy marine life. So if this continues, we won't be able to have healthy water, healthy food. Plastic will be everywhere. So we just need to focus on attacking the problem now so that it doesn't affect our future. So millions of sea life die every year because of pollution, and if our sea life dies, then that affects our whole ecosystem. I've been raised in the Indianapolis area, so I've seen how the bay has been impacted by the pollution. When I go down the bay, sometimes I see chemical hazard signs. There's been so much bacteria and the spread of disease and illnesses in the bay because of the pollution. So first I'll be talking about how plastic pollution affects human health, and then I'll talk about the toll that it's been taking on plant life, and then lastly I'll talk about the toll that it's taken on marine life. If plastic pollution isn't stopped, plastic pollution will outweigh the fish pound for pound as early as the year 2050. That's only 30 years from now. So we have to act now or it'll keep getting worse. Plastic pollution is affecting human life. In his article, Williams writes, currently marine litter generation, especially the plastic issue, is a problem that has grown out of hand. Its costs to society and marine environments are immeasurable and irreversible. So there's been plastic that's in the water, it's been found in our food, it's been found in animals, it's in the ocean, it's everywhere. In the next article, Sigler explains, in the article called The Effects of Plastic Pollution on Aquatic Life. He writes, to solve problems caused by plastics, new technologies are being piloted, which include tracking trash through frequency identification, RFID tags, and cellular transmitters, having citizens track plastic debris using their smartphones, using drones or barriers to collect plastic debris, and turning plastics into fuel. This is key because now the public is getting involved. Collaboration is important to make a difference. If we all come together, we're able to make a difference. The individual person can still make a difference by changing their lifestyle, but if we all come together, we'll have a severe and crucial impact on helping the environment. Now that we've discussed the impact on human life, let's talk about plastic in our food and plant life. So the science teacher writes in his article, other research has established that some marine organisms, including seabirds and fish, ingest these toxic plastics, and many reabsorb these toxins. Pollution is a process, so it will start by humans dumping the plastic into the ocean, and then the fish get confused, think it's food, then they eat that, and the birds eat the fish, or they see the plastic and eat that, and we eat the fish, and we eat the sea life and the birds too. So with the plastic being in them, then we ingest that and it comes into us. McLaughlin writes, next we talk about how this plastic pollution strangles the food chain, foraging birds, dolphins, fish, and sea turtles. So it starts in the ocean, but that's just mainly plastic pollution, but there's also air pollution and oil pollution. So for example, in New York City, when you walk through the city, sometimes if you feel the trees that are in the street, they have like a plastic waxy coating, but that's not like any protectant. That's just from the air pollution and the gases that are in the city that has like built up on that leaf. So that's just one example that you can visibly see that should really frighten you, and just realize how bad it is and that we're breathing that stuff in. So without our marine life, our ecosystem will collapse. Every animal plays a vital role in the health of our environment. Plastic pollution has a severe impact on wildlife, specifically marine life. There was a study done in the Mediterranean area to see which species were impacted by plastic debris. Author Kampa writes, the approach used in this study can be applied to support management and mitigation efforts throughout the Mediterranean Sea and in other geographic regions to minimize the impact of plastic pollution on marine diversity. So pretty much plastic kills overall. The animals get confused. We've seen there's been a new trend of like not using plastic straws. So like these, so turtles mistake this for food and then they choke on it and it gets caught in their stomachs and intestines and it kills them. So just simply by using a metal straw or paper straw or a metal fork, it can save a lot of different animals. The damage is so severe that it's developed into micropollution. So the plastic is split up into tiny, tiny pieces that the fish and animals eventually just breathe in through the water. So then it still gets in their system, even though the water could be somewhat clean, there's still micro particles that are part of the pollution. Veritos writes, in the simulation experiments performed in the present study, heavy metals, oil hydrocarbons, and radionuclides are considered as primary contaminants. There needs to be more awareness about this issue. Plastic pollution is impacting our everyday lives, the plant life, and our food, and it's also impacting our marine life and wildlife. Plastic pollution is an important issue that needs to be addressed, otherwise it'll continue to get worse. Thousands of pounds of plastic are dumped into the ocean every minute, but it can be stopped. You can help, you the audience, you guys can help. You can recycle, whether that's just by changing your simple everyday tools that you use. Like you can change your toothbrush to a bamboo toothbrush. You can start using a metal water bottle. You can use cloth napkins instead of paper towels. You just need to educate yourself about how you can help. You can also go to forocean.com to buy a bracelet, and the money from that bracelet goes to support ocean cleanup crews around the world. You guys can make a difference. You guys can recycle and you can help stop this problem. Any questions?